I was discouraged from a young age to pursue anything with art. Always told, the most successful artists are already dead. That, like Van Gogh, I was not going to be recognized or worth anything until I died. I was not remarkable, I was not special, that whatever dream I chase will be imminently crushed. But I don't think the haters realized that for me there was no other choice. I was forced into laboring away at a factory job by my first ever hater, my mother, despite my wishes to pursue art. It is precisely because of my first hater that I could not integrate into the economy's job market properly. Being both emotionally abused and neglected, I grew up to have a crippling fear of authority and the inability to properly handle my emotions. So when work got frustrating, I did not stand up for myself and allowed people to step all over me, which led to plenty of burnout and eventually breakdowns and panic attacks in my manager's office. The strict schedule was suffocating. Don't get me wrong, I did not hate my job. I could package parts for assembly for hours with no fuss. It's the people I had to work with and the fact that I was watched like a prey animal to make sure I put in 110% of my effort into every single second I spent at my 9-hour shift. Feeling trapped in a cage for over a year at that job, at least it was consistent, and I didn't develop personal beef with my manager. All changed when I had to move to a different department in the factory, as my contract had expired. My only option was interchanging night shift and day shift weeks. At first, I was thrilled to earn a way better salary and acquire the time of work doing the simple job of running tests on the video graphics cards, until night shifts proved miserable. 12 hours of sitting in the same spot, doing nothing meaningful with my brain. It was not quiet at all. The fans that ran to cool down the cards were in the hundreds all the time, never stopping. I can't tell if it's worse than having to listen to the beeping in McDonald's all day. And the managers might as well have put me in the gulag, with how strict they were with everything. No music, no toilet breaks, no eating, never leave your station, and if you have 1 second of downtime in front of your machine, we will kill you. They had that fuck-ass look of authority on their faces, which I hated with a passion. So, with everything said before, fear of authority and unregulated emotions, I did not last long. 3 months barely passed before I had lost my senses. The status quo I had when my hater had to be shattered. I tried the nicer route of telling her, hey, I cannot do this anymore, but I saved a couple $1,000s. I could rely on it for now, so I'm going to try and pursue art until I run out of savings, and I'll go back to work if I have to. That little stunt of mine got my hater fuming. She said that it was unacceptable, that I cannot stop working, and that if I did, I would be leeching off of her like the burden that I am. To which I said, well, then I'll go live with my father if it's such a big deal. To which I got the lovely answer of, he left us because of you. Which is an ironic thing to say, as I stared down the eyes of her new boyfriend she had an affair with a couple months prior, which led to her getting divorced by my father. Needless to say, I did not have a roof over my head following the events after a little disagreement. I did not let that slide. Being away from my mother gave me the freedom to quit the job I hated, but I was not in any state to start building a career on my own for at least a couple years yet. You know, a healing journey is in order when you're prescribed Xanax along your regular antidepressants. And heal I did. Well, not before fumbling many more jobs I hopped between, and leaving a geopolitical state of war behind, and having to cleanse a lifetime of propaganda and brainwashing, and a cheeky amount of PTSD. I truly began healing once I got my visa and was allowed to remain in the UK. As much as the locals joke and moan about the state of this country, to me it helped me realize that even if I am a failure and I don't deliver excellent performance on my job and I am not the best at anything, I still deserve to live happy, healthy, stress-free. That being said, I could not get a job in the UK, facing many struggles that people my age struggle with in this economy nowadays. You know, fake jobs, no callbacks from agencies, and a cold shoulder from employers who already interviewed me. And by the way, take this from an immigrant. Immigrants aren't stealing your jobs, we're being ghosted too. Regardless, I've come to the realization, wait a minute, I can't get hired anyway. I had no contact with my hater for years. Maybe I can finally do what I wanted to, like 4 years ago? Up until now, I've been poor, unsuccessful, unrecognized. But it was also because I did not really try. I've survived this far, might as well begin doing the things I love and share it with people. I have the time, the resources, the willpower to succeed, and my meds aren't failing anymore, so it's the perfect timing. Still, my mother is in the back of my head, saying, "You'll be worthless until the day you die." I will never forget those words, along with other hurtful things my haters said, but I try to remind myself, if I am worth anything later, I am worth something now, as quoted by Van Gogh. It'll take time, but there was no choice for me anyway. I will succeed, if not now then later. I am still worth something. And if I cannot bring food to the table doing what I love, I think I'd rather starve. Thank you for listening to my little rumble about my life. I tried to make it not a sob story and more like, a little bit more of a cheerful story of how I got to where I am today. I have not prepared a script to read from, so this is what I sound like when I have nothing in front of me, so you can appreciate that. Seeing that little vulnerable side of me. By the way, like and subscribe, and visit my website to buy prints, support me. I will be adding my Patreon to subscribe to. It does have some exclusive content and, the stereotypical content that you can find in a Patreon page. So if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and check it out. For now, I'm very happy with where I am today, and I think that everything's just going to get better from here. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe so you can watch my art career, my art progress, my art full stop, I suppose. If you'd like human-made art, human-made prints, human-made merchandise, human-made designs, you can go to my website and get some of my merchandise.